Welcome to Megadad's Live episode 122. We are so glad you're here to help us close out 2023. It's our year-end episode, and today we're talking all about predictions and resolutions. So strap in, because this is Megadad's Live 2024. Are you not a morning person?
No.
This is late for me. I actually slept into 7 today.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know how I'll regularly send you shit at like 1, 2 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, when I get up for my nightly pee-pee break, which at my age is literally every single night, almost at the exact same time, I'll grab my phone so that I don't trip on stuff, use a little flashlight, and I sit and I do my sit pee, because I sit when I pee in the middle of the night, because I don't want to wake anybody up with the volume of my urine. And I'm like, oh, look, B sent me something like 10 minutes ago. I've been asleep for a solid 4 hours. We're just different creatures.
Bring back peeing while sitting. Like, I think you should start the trend.
I'm not shy to admit it. I'll sit for a pee.
I'm
not all the time, but I'll sit
Stopping
for a
you
pee.
is you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
who am I trying to impress while I pee? That's me time. I want to be comfortable.
Okay, what about public restrooms?
For peeing?
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to touch
Avoid contact.
anything more than I need to when
Yeah.
I'm in a public setting. Antonio, you never sit while you pee?
I don't understand why you would.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I've
Yeah,
already
you
got piss poor.
what you gotta do.
I've got bad vision, right?
You got bad vision.
I've got a giant cock, so like when I pee, it's just incredibly loud. So
It's a
like I
lot
gotta
to
sit.
manage.
It's like a silencer. It's a silencer for your pee.
You know, I never thought about it like that before. You keep hitting me with those features and benefits of this strategy, and I might jump on the bandwagon. That's.
I bet you. Okay, here we go. Toilet seat, better warm, better cold.
I don't really think about it.
If you
but,
had a
I
heated
guess warm.
toilet seat, would you be more inclined to sit because it's nice and cozy?
I think I'm alarmed when it's cold, but I think I'd be even more alarmed if it was warm.
Right.
Well, he's saying if it was heated, though, if that was a feature.
Are we temperature regulating it like to a particular degree?
You've got like
so
you've got a premium toilet.
I cannot burn my area down there. This is very important to me. Okay, safety first.
You're not boiling water. You're just warming your buns.
Yeah.
You know how like Starbucks coffee is like perfect temperature? Like this is what I'm needing if I go through with this. But okay, I'll take the seat warmer. Go ahead. Yes, sure.
Okay, so then you would sit.
I guess.
Right. Why stand any more than you have to at our age? That's what I say.
Wow, you're really packing it in. You've really checked out.
So
That's it. It's the beginning of the end now.
Yeah.
Megadad's Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Megadads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
Holiday was an almost disaster. I'm gonna paint you a picture. We all get together, little Christmas time. We were just done being sick, so it's like great Christmas miracle. We could get together. So I decide to have a grand old time and like get really messed up. So I'm drinking and eating and like having a ball. And I'm like, let me just let loose for one day. So I'm sitting there at the table. Dinner's being served, and then like they had like ham and mashed potatoes and like these biscuits, and then my mom comes over with some biscuits, and there was like a paper towel underneath to like kind of keep them warm and kind of keep moisture around, like it's just lining the end of the tray that they're on. She puts it down.
I do that when I sit on the toilet.
There we go. You need to double apply that. The biscuits come down right onto a candle, and then I realize, like, my first thought is like, oh, this is gonna catch fire, but I don't.
Like somebody's setting them on the table and they put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the paper towel is on fire, right? So first moment is I'm like, uh-oh, this is happening. But I don't say anything in the first split second, right? The millisecond response. Then
somebody else will take care of it.
Yeah, well, see, that was the thing. And then the second thing was like, oh, I'm the only one that sees this. I'm the only one at the angle. And then the next thing I know, I'm just saying, hey, mom. Hey, mom. So I got out. I would say it was a good 3 seconds before I finally, like, my senses came over me, and I was just like, there's a fire. And then by that time, this whole thing is up. Like, if you've ever set fire to a paper towel, like accidentally or whatever, it goes.
It goes. Yeah.
So it's up. So the table is now like quickly a ball of fire is like in this bowl. And then my mom, she goes, ah, and then takes the paper towel and like is trying to get it away from people because it's just surrounded.
Because it's on fire.
She throws this towel down right on top of my dog. And my dog, who was there trying to get a scrap of food, the paper towel falls on its head. And it's like, roar, 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 and it shakes it off. Thank God it didn't like stick for any reason.
Good.
It was able to like get away. The dog's traumatized, like dashes away. The paper towel's, still burning. It was quite a hefty ply. And like my mom's trying
all the times to have name brand paper towels.
My mom's trying to like stomp on it, and then my wife's like trying to like put a glass of water on it and throws it, but the glass was empty, so just 2 ice cubes just like fall out of the glass. And
so is everyone at this dinner drunk?
Are you all wasted?
Well, think about this, okay? Who's prepared for a fireball like at that moment? No one really. So it caught us off guard. It caught us by surprise. So there's ice on the floor now or whatever, and then everybody just comes together and just starts to like it was wild how much smoke there was actually. So then
you burned a dog.
Try to let the smoke out. So like this was like, and then people start to blame me. They're like, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you do anything? I'm like, I'm the only one that sounded the alarm. Yes, it was late, but like, I don't know. It could have been much worse. So that was the highlight of the evening, is us like blaming each other for this incident. The dog was okay.
Highlight of the evening.
The dog seemed to be unharmed, and I don't know.
Physically, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was like shaking, like for a second, like scared, but then it was okay. No burns. So that's what happened.
You got a Thanksgiving like slab, right? Or just Christmas. Sorry, Christmas spread, right?
Yes, correct.
You got a fire in the middle of the table. You're armed with a lot of good fire retardants, right? Like I would probably go straight for the gravy. I would think gravy would be you douse it in gravy. That would smother out the fire, right?
Well, what would butter do? Because there was some butter nearby. Like if you throw butter, what do you think?
Mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah. Mashed potatoes that'll take it out like right away for sure.
Put the butter on first to melt the butter, then put the mashed potatoes. You use this fire to your advantage.
A little salt, sour.
All of a sudden, you got yourself a hibachi situation where you're just preparing the food right there at the table. Your life is great.
New Year's is right around the corner at the time of this recording. No better way to get to know your co-host by asking them for their New Year's resolutions. First off, have you done any successful New Year's resolutions in the past, and do you have any plan for this year? For me, I gotta do an Adam. I gotta do a self-transformation and just get healthy, lose the baby fat. You know what I mean? I just gotta start eating right and moving more, because I'm like a rock. I'm sedentary like crazy. Like I don't sit when I pee yet, like Adam, but I am not moving very much at all. So it's a trope, but I got to get healthy. In the past, I have not ever made goals for New Year's. Never. My wife does all the time and like inspires me to like try, but like this year I'm gonna do it. So my first goal is to make a goal. Adam, New Year's resolutions.
Wait, I want to hear the goal.
That was it. Get healthy.
No, but like, do you have a number?
I'm bad at making goals. So
date?
you know how you're supposed to make it like attainable and measurable and all that? I haven't done that yet because I don't know how to make goals. So bam, that's the goal. I mean,
the goal is to make a goal.
Okay, I think 30 pounds is a big ask for like 1 year just starting. So I think if I cut that in half, 15 pounds over the year, lose a pound a year, a pound a month, I think I'll be all right. I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist. Maybe I could just go all water and just like starve myself a little bit. Don't do that, people. That's my goal, is just, let's say 15 pounds. Let's do it right here on air. On air. We'll do it live. 15 pounds this year.
If you want some tips, let me know.
Oh, I want the tip.
All right. No, like not. All right. My resolution, I like you, I'm not one that does it for New Year's, but I am a person that will recognize a deficiency in myself and set a hard goal to correct it. I am goal oriented. There a few years back when I decided that I needed to get my mental health right, like I went to the doctor and I got medication. I found a path for success, and that's really that's probably been the biggest transformation in my life, is recognizing my depression and anxiety issues and getting that taken care of. Last year, I made a real push for weight loss, getting back. Not that I was unhealthy with my weight. Oh,
come on, man. Like, you were getting up there, man. You look like a double cheese. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, the big thing was just the self-esteem. Like, I looked at my face and I'm like, that's not my face. And when you look at yourself and you're like not the person that you remember, right? Like, that was a big deal. So I try to eat a lot healthier. But I think if I were to put a firm goal for the upcoming year, it would be to drink less. That is the biggest contributor to my unhealthy weight. I find that when I drink, that's the biggest contributor to my weight gain. And also, I am of that age where I don't drink a lot, but every time I do, I feel gross afterwards. Yeah. Like the next day, it doesn't matter how much or how little I do drink, I almost always just feel disgusting the next day. And inevitably just shit my absolute brains out.
Compounding issues.
I want to drink less alcohol in the new year.
You're de-aging. You're a handsome podcaster, right?
I'm gorgeous.
Yeah, seriously. I think that you've inspired me in seeing you do it. Then that's what says, you know what? I could do it. So great job, Adam. You got.
I'm also growing my hair out.
Your facial hair is top notch right now. I've seen that grow by leaps and bounds into a nice edge.
I've decided to stop trimming anything until my wife says something. It's like a social experiment. I want to wait.
When is she going to confront you?
She actually said this morning, she like looked at my hair and she's like, just like staring at it. And I'm like, what? She's like, I'm just surprised how long it is. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for it. I'm like,
there's the hint.
Tell me to cut it. Just say it. Say the words. I'm not going to say it. You got to say it.
Good.
V, any resolutions for you?
No.
All right. All right. I want to do something that we don't normally do.
Yay.
And I want to do 2024 video game predictions. Each of us is supposed to bring 3 predictions for the upcoming year, what they think is going to happen in the space of video games. These can be practical. These can be outlandish. Can be anything you want. Go round the horn, starting with Antonio.
So if you've noticed, very quickly, the AI is out of the box. There are companies that are releasing different chat bots and different AI functions across websites and products, and they're trying to use it for everything. They are literally scouring, saying, this is power. How do we wield it, and how do we make money off of it? And it's been off the ground very quickly, actually, before any government regulation and whatever happened. People have started just doing it. And it's from AI art to all sorts of planning and marketing. And I think that it's going to make its way into gaming in a new way that we haven't seen, because there's no way that people are going to look at the potential profit of that and not figure out how to incorporate it more into games. I don't know
You're talking about game design, so like AI.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but we're going to wake up sometime in January, February, and they're going to be like, they're just going to start talking about AI features or AI something. Maybe the AI gives you in particular a sale on a particular item at a particular time.
Fortnite becomes like self-aware and the island just changes.
Who knows? Like, but I just feel like we've seen so much AI in the last like 6 months that it's going to creep its dirty way into gaming in some way. I wish I was wrong, but I just don't see how. Like, pretty soon we're gonna hear AI be a buzzword. It's like, oh, this and the new Far Cry has AI like animals in the forest, and they like whatever. I don't know what it's gonna be, but
So all the wolves have 5 legs.
yeah, something like that. Oh my God, please,
Nobody's
God,
hands are right anymore.
Yeah.
do not let AI generation do character models in real time or something like that. Please don't. Oh God, I just made myself sick.
You know, maybe it's already happening. Maybe that's the only reason Skull and Bones is going to come out.
So there's a game we're going to talk about later that has hired voice over talent, real humans, to do voice, recorded all their stuff, and then has AI manipulate their words for what's happening.
Oh,
on
fuck no.
So
fuck no.
They've paid real people to do the work, but in a way that they didn't have to pay the full amount, and they sampled them and has AI generate the sounds of the voice to put the words together for what's happening on screen. So it's live commentary done partially by like AI. So we'll talk about it later, but that's just one instance of what I know has happened already. So yuck.
Change the subject. What's your prediction? God, I hope it's a lot nicer than that, because I need a drink already.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't have anything that's going to manifest that kind of existential unpleasantness. I mean, my first one, admittedly, this first one, kind of a bunt, kind of a given. Microsoft is going to have another lackluster year of first-party games.
God, now
it's going to be another list of forgettable games.
The Bummer Podcast. Brought to you by The Bummer.
Yeah, I don't even know which one is Fable supposed. Can I say Fable is Fable this year?
If anything fails, it'll be that Everwild game by Rare.
That's not going to hit this year, though, is it?
No, according to V.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of what they have this year. It's got to be. It's Hellblade, right? Hellblade's this year.
That looks good. Yeah, I mean, they've been. If it's not, oh my, are you saying games aren't going to come out at all, and that's underwhelming?
No, I'm saying that they're going to come out, and they're just going to be kind of lukewarm.
It's going to be a lot of 7s and 8s.
Oh
yeah,
no, take me back to 2023. This is terrible.
Why? It happened here too.
You're right. Oh my God, there's no escape.
That's why I said this it's just a bunt. This is just an easy one. Get the easy one out of the way.
Yeah. He's right. He's on
whatever.
Good job.
Whatever they're doing, they're still doing it, and
yeah.
It's not it. It's not right.
I'm so glad that you got that out there. I was having a...
You know what? I kind of forgot about it, but they've been talking about it for so long. I'm going to go ahead and say Hellblade.
Oh, Hellblade drops
I think
the ball.
that's the only one of theirs that I can think of that I know, or that I guess
they'll have
I don't know.
more. They'll have more than that.
I don't
But-
know what's going on over there. All those studios. God, who's manning this ship?
Everybody's in transition time right now. Everybody feels like they're kind of in
Okay.
the middle space.
But a lot of these companies shouldn't be in that space anymore.
Right. Right. I mean, I feel like there's like a well, Nintendo is like naturally, and I'll go into my first prediction.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay,
just
go
say,
for it.
Go.
just because
Go
it
for it.
kind of transitions in the same slot. Is I think Switch 2 will be announced in the summer with a November release. And the way that that's connected to what we're talking about is Nintendo had a big year this year, a big year
Mhm.
this year, but we don't know anything that's happening as outside of like Princess Peach's magical stage game or whatever.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of big marquee games on the horizon, and then that naturally leads to the thought that they're ramping up for their next thing, right? So
Yeah, but that's also just kind of how they do, because they do the directs on such a frequent enough basis. And they've been a lot better than some of the other developers about announcing a game 6 years before it comes out.
That is true.
that's
Um,
true.
They do it happens, but it doesn't happen as much anymore. They kind of keep it on a fairly tight, kind of a tight leash with more. They talk to us we'll talk about that later too.
I
They
think
talk to us on a regular basis.
I agree
So,
that when you look
Switch 2
at,
is
like,
happening soon.
yeah,
I think that when you look at like the slate of, because you can kind of read these companies based on their properties, right? Like you can see what's come out when, how much general time production takes on a game, and you can kind of guesstimate when you're going to get your next thing. Like we just had a big Mario game, we just had a big Zelda game. Last year we had Splatoon. Was that this year? Splatoon
no,
was
that was
pretty-
last year.
last year was Splatoon.
Mhm.
Mario Kart, we're just never going to get another one of those. So like Metroid is like the big one that's up in the air, right? And that's not even, I would even argue that's not a big mainstream title. So I think that the next big swing from them is going to be that because they're due for a next iteration on the console. So I think that's going to be our next Nintendo push. I think it's going to be shown off in the summer, whether that's Summer Game Fest or whatever the hell that is.
It'll be the direct that they do in the summertime.
It'll be the direct that they do in the summer, and I think it's going to be, Nintendo tends to do either a fall hardware release or a spring hardware release. I think this is going to be the end of the year for Nintendo.
I want to say that the Switch 2 or whatever it is going to underwhelm, and that this is going to be one of those hubris swings where things were going so great and then they try something that's just doesn't land on the hardware front of it. And
Is this
the
your next
software
prediction?
front. This is my prediction, yeah.
Okay.
I think that there's a swing to these things, and it just feels like the Switch has coasted so much and taken advantage of, like, it's an underpowered system with features that should be there, online that's awful. Like, none of these things changed. However, it was wildly successful due to people just loving Nintendo and liking the software and stuff like that. And I think they've gotten by too long.
How
Like, they
dare
have
it
to fall.
How dare it coast on good video games?
I believe
The audacity of a platform to coast by on games.
I've always said that the Switch should deliver more of the what's expected from like everyone else. Like it, like you can't get away with like terrible online anymore. You can't get away with no passable friend request features or able to voice chat. Like these things to me are inexcusably missing, and I think that they're gonna pay for it if they don't really give people what they want in those areas. I think the tower will fall eventually, and that's my prediction. I could be wrong. Maybe they release something again that's a little underpowered and they don't fix the friend code thing. Their online is not revamped. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just have a feeling they're gonna they're too close to the sun right now. They can't see, what they can't see delivering on expectations anymore. They're just doing their own thing and knowing people are gonna buy it. So I could be wrong. Maybe it's gonna be wild successful. No matter what.
When you say it's going to, what were your words? Did you say it's going to underwhelm?
Yeah, let's say the gimmick from the hardware standpoint. I don't think the specs are gonna be up to snuff, and they're gonna have some misstep.
So you're not saying like it's not going to commercially perform. You're saying that the thing itself is not going to be a big enough leap forward.
I believe both.
You believe both. Okay.
That's my prediction. And then everybody could be like, see, it was awesome. It was shit and we bought it. Like, that's what's going to happen. So we'll see. Who knows?
I love the way that you just cannot conceive of why people like Nintendo Switches.
No,
it just does not make sense to you at all.
It's a terrible, terrible feature-less system on a lot of fronts, and that's a fact.
I don't disagree with you at all, but I don't think that will ever. Well,
matter.
I shouldn't say ever. I don't think that. I don't think that will ever cause it to not be commercially successful. Because you're right, the Switch itself is not that great. However,
it's ass, bro.
However, like I was playing fucking Mario RPG the other day, and I'm just sitting there like, how in God's name does this game look as good as it does on this crusty ass launch Switch? There is undeniable Nintendo magic where they can
100%.
take a fucking lemon and give you lemonade.
Lemonade?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I agree with you absolutely 100% that the Switch, feature-wise, is a potato. But
you know, Digital Foundry gave
what's that?
Digital Foundry gave Mario Wonder a top 5 spot in their graphics of the year. Which, you know, and they know what they're talking about. They explain why. So yeah, it's can do a lot.
What they can do,
a lot, and it's fun. The games are really fun.
All right, V, what's your second prediction?
Yeah, Okay. Sorry, I'll shelve that. I'll shelve that for later. It's like aesthetics are more important than polygon count, but okay. Second one. Oh, let's see. I think Ubisoft's gonna keep fucking up. I think Ubisoft's gonna keep being a trash fire on every conceivable front. I think everything they do will just be a smoking crater of mediocrity and creative bankruptcy. And
you know, didn't they have Skull and Bones finally coming out soon? So you could be eating your words. Game of the
year.
Yeah. I mean, they might.
So what you're saying is they're not going to do another.
They pushed it one more time. No, or if they do, it'll be open world and always online, and it'll still have NFTs in it. Because they went in on those. But no, they're just gonna keep spiraling further and further into. Oh shit! I can't think of the word I want.
Mediocrity, ass.
Yeah, all right, ass. Yeah.
So the Ubisoft franchises are they're just so weird. Like they did Avatar, which got good reception. You know, a lot of people again. Digital Foundry actually gave Avatar the top spot of graphics for the entire year, which is interesting. And the gameplay is supposedly pretty good. Assassin's Creed Mirage was like decent, but not like blowing anyone away. Rainbow Six Siege, The Division, Skull and Bones, Immortals Phoenix Rising, like For Honor, Far Cry, Riders Republic, The Crew. I feel like, I don't know, most of their stuff doesn't appeal to me anymore these days. So I would agree with you, V. I don't know about Ubisoft. They're not like Capcom. Capcom is like the anti-Ubisoft. They can do no wrong right now, and Ubisoft's just like, nah.
Ubisoft is like a real life version of a fictional game company. You could just take footage from any of their games and just slap something totally generic on it, and it's in the background of a movie. Like,
Yep, not wrong.
all their stuff is just so.
It's processed food. It's very like
they're the craft singles of video games.
So they have Skull and Bones, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws coming. So I don't know. A lot of potential there.
I think the Prince of Persia will be the best out of those because it's not 3D, so it can't be open world with outposts.
Yeah, I mean, Adam played the Prince of Persia and got me excited of it. The Lost Crown.
Very cool.
It's on my radar because of your recommendation. Outlaws, it could be cool. I don't know.
Outlaws, I am so out of my mind hyped for, and if that game comes out and it's another Ubisoft
open world Ubisoft
formula
game,
kind of thing,
though. It has to be.
Yeah, like my
Maybe
hype.
I'm not convinced they know how to do anything else.
Right. If they fuck that up, I'm gonna be so disappointed because that debut trailer gameplay thing was so cool, so cool. All right, my second prediction is that Tomb Raider is going to have a very big year.
What?
We're kicking off Tomb Raider in February, the remastered trilogy, which I'm very excited about. The first 3 Tomb Raider games are getting re-released on modern consoles. We know that both Netflix and Amazon are creating Tomb Raider film properties. There's like a Netflix anime, there is a Amazon Prime live action show, and an Amazon movie, like a full featured film in development. Lara Croft has recently been added to Call of Duty and Magic the Gathering of all things. So like there's like a push on Tomb Raider right now in a weird way and kind of like a background way, but we're also quite a ways out from Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Crystal Dynamics has been cooking on the next game for quite a while, and I think we're going to get an announcement of that game this year. And I don't think it's going to be a reboot. It's not going to be a reboot, but I think it is going to be refreshed. I think it's going to be a little closer to that that action vibe that I'm looking for, and not so fucking down and depressing like this last trilogy was. But it is still going to be that universe, because I think they've made clear that this is the direction that, like, the Netflix anime is that Lara, right? I think that's where we've settled on. Like, this is the character, this is the iteration that we're going with. So it'll be a continuation of that, but I think it'll feel a little fresher.
The recent games with the tomb sections do not get enough credit because
they're so good.
I don't like puzzles, but you walk in and it looks like you can tell something's happening here, but you don't walk in and you're like, oh, this is a puzzle. You look like they make it so cinematic that it's like, oh, this is an abandoned, whatever area, and everything looks ancient and all that, but there's torches lit, you know how it goes. And then you go and you solve puzzles in there and you're like, wow, I didn't even see that at first. The design is impeccable and it looks gorgeous, graphically. I love all the recent Tomb Raider games. Yeah.
I think if they just shed some of the angst, like they've got they've got a great formula already, but if they shed some of that, I am depressed, my father was killed by a secret cult and I'm gonna revenge the fuck out of everybody. Like, if they just tone it down a little bit, I think I could really be impressed.
Killing is changing me as a person.
Yeah. It just got to be a little much, but I think we're due. I think it's got to be close. It's been quite a while since that game.
Yeah, and it's a strong property as they go. As franchises go.
The only thing that gives me pause is the fact that they're owned by Embracer Group, and
cash grab.
They've been having issues over there. So, all right, I think we're on to our last prediction.
VR is going to be making a big leap forward on all fronts. what's going to happen is they're finally going to come to their senses, and things are going to start getting sideloaded, jailbroken, whatever you want to call it. And they're going to start kind of taking the iron claw off and saying, okay, we're not going to grip this so tight. The ecosystems are going to open right at a good time where the software and the games and experiences, the level's going to be propped up. Thank God that people have continued to invest and didn't quit, and the right players are going to make moves at the right time. I believe, I'm hoping, this is the hope part of it, that these platforms do a Game Pass-like thing where when you get a VR headset, you're not asked to spend $100 to buy new software, even if it's on sale. Let's say you have to spend, $150 to get a good, decent library going. Like, people who are playing in VR are supplementary gamers. They have other games that they play, but they want to experience the VR. So you're asking them to dole out the big check for the hardware. Let them subscribe to a $14.99 per month Game Pass thing where, okay, you have access to all the Oculus library. You pay the developers, a cut. This is the future for this, especially with the experiences and the things that are 4 hours to beat. You play a few times. Let people make money off of it in that way. Operate at a loss and do the Xbox way, where you're giving a lot of value to get this thing off the ground where it really needs to be. I think the hardware is going to remain high, and they're not figuring that out yet, but more people are going to spend the money, though, and say, this is worth it. I'll spend $400 to get into this. That's my prediction.
I just totally froze. Before we move on, you guys hear me?
Oh, you cut out right.
You froze for a little bit there.
I froze for a little bit. Okay. All right. I think we're good now. Hold on. I froze again. I'm going to pause the recording and make sure
I can see you.
Yeah, you sound
like
good.
You're moving, but I'm not hearing you.
Okay. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to time out. I'm going to make sure that they're not Fortniting upstairs or something. I'll be right back.
Stop Fortniting.
Stop all this Fortniting.
You all right, V? You up yet?
I'm all right. Okay.
What time did you go to bed?
I went to bed
Midnight.
at like 1.
Oh my God! What were you doing?
Spider-Man.
Yeah. It got
So
you.
good. Before we get started again, so fucking good, right?
It's so fucking good.
So fucking good. So good. All right. Anyway. Okay, V, give us your last prediction.
Dirge of Cerberus gets a remake with a weird subtitle that starts with an R.
Oh, okay. Might as well.
That'd be cool.
I could see it happening. Why wouldn't they? That's the thing. They're on trajectory to do it. You're right.
Yeah. I think they'll do it. I don't know what or how. Like, I don't remember anything about Dirge of Cerberus.
I never played it.
I may have it somewhere, but I bought it for sure, and I played a little.
Huh.
Not a lot. I remember very little, but I think it gets a remake because some minor character in that game will come up in Rebirth.
I think one of the villains from the Yuffie side story in Final Fantasy VII Remake was from Dirge of Cerberus. I remember reading. Some dude who's got like mummy wrappings all around him. I remember because I didn't know who that character was. Did you play Intergrade? Did you play the Yuffie stuff?
Yeah, okay. I know who you're talking about.
I think I read that guy was from Dirge of Cerberus.
Okay, well, there we go.
There we go.
That guy's important,
It's
and
a lock.
Dirge of Cerberus gets a remake.
Do it.
That's a game I always wanted to play. I would be down for that. If they could remake it and like put good controls in, because I think that's what I always heard about that, is that it had ass controls or something like that. But
I remember absolutely nothing about it.
all right. I'd be down. My final prediction is my wild swing. It's a hope more than it is. I think it'll actually happen.
Hope is good.
Hope is what I have right now.
It's
And
good.
my final prediction is that we get an announcement for the sequel to Ghosts of Tsushima this year. It will be 4 years this summer since that game released. And a typical PlayStation Studio development cycle is somewhere in the area of 5 years. So if they announce it this year, it releases next. I think that timeline is right, where we will get, hopefully, news about the sequel to that game, because as one of PlayStation's best IP in a long time, it is so
Yeah,
good.
it's really good. And like, there is another Mongol invasion like a couple years after that one.
Spoiler
Oh,
alert for history
snap.
buffs out there. You already
Yeah,
know.
like it's there if they want to do it again. But
Is that game on
I hope they
PC?
do. I don't think so.
So so here we go. They'll announce it's going to get a PC port, because that's what they do now, right? Going to get a
Okay.
PC port, and then they'll announce that the sequel's coming. I bet that's what they do.
It is PlayStation 4 and 5 only. Did you ever play the post game stuff, like the multiplayer stuff that they
The
did
Legends
afterwards?
thing.
Yeah,
I did a little bit, but again, I'm not a multiplayer guy.
I hear
did-
good things. People
It was
really
supposed to be
enjoyed
really
it.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
They had quite a bit of post game stuff. They had the Icky Island in the gold edition, like the deluxe edition of Ghost of Tsushima, and then they released that multiplayer mode as well. So I love that world. I love that character. Such a great game.
Yeah, I would be totally down to do more of that.
is Sucker Punch still on top of things? Are they gonna?
I think that's
'Cause
the only
they
game
did
they've released since, right?
In a while, right?
Yeah.
They haven't done
okay.
anything else.
Infamous back in the 2009, sorry. And then we had Ghost of Tsushima in 2020. So they did a Sly Cooper before that, and that was it.
It's like they make good games. They just don't make a lot of them.
Which would mean that their sole focus is probably on delivering the follow-up.
Ghost of Tsushima was really fantastic. So I would say that yes, they're on the right track, right?
It's either that or it's maybe another Infamous, and I'm happy either way.
Bring it back, I say. I don't understand people being down on superhero stuff, but anyway, I digress.
Oh no.
That's going to do it for this episode of Megadad's Live. Guys, it's been another year. 2023 is
It
gone.
has.
It is,
Rest
it
in
is
peace.
dead.
Sleep well, young prince.
We're pushing forward with the 10th year of Megadads. Megadads has been around longer than my children. It's crazy. We got a lot of big stuff cooking. We hope you're excited. We thank you for watching, listening, reading, playing along with us all these years. Stay tuned, because we've got a lot of great announcements coming your way. But for now, I'm Adam. That's Antonio. That's V. We're your Megadads, and we'll see you in the new year. Everybody,
Peace
bye.
out. Thank you for listening.
Bye.